All right. So, one thing I've been thinking a lot about recently were some of my past streams. I'm trying to think about some things that I wanted to adjust, how I want to move going forward, and things like that. I feel like I do this pretty often, where it's like I'll decide I want to, do something, and it ends up coming to a thing where I have to kind of like plan, do this, plan, do that, and sometimes things don't go as planned. So I kind of have to adjust things and figure out how I want to do things going forward. This is another one of those times. And as a result of that, sorry, I'm scratching my foot. As a result of that, it just feels like I do this so often that rarely is it ever planning ideas, and it's more so thinking about how to change things, which is interesting because if I ever decide to change some things, I feel like I would just come right back to reevaluating if I should do that or not. So for the things, I kind of wrote some things down, which is funny because you can't. I know there's nothing on this side of the paper, but my lights are so bright, and I think my camera's white balance is so messed up that you can't really tell if there's anything on here. Like if I flip it around where the stuff that I actually did right is on here, you can see it, but only when I tilt it down, because it's so bright. But I wrote some things down, not things I wanted to talk about, but just things that I've been thinking about recently, things that I kind of wanted to, I guess, update the stream on or whatever. I know for the past couple streams I've been doing gameplay of me unlocking things in Melee, like trying to unlock characters, trying to get the more event matches and stuff like that. And this is going to lead into another topic, but I'm kind of going to state these things first. The other game we were playing was Metroid Prime, which is a game I've said that I didn't really care about finishing, but more so something that I kind of wanted to just complete so I can get it off my list of games that I have to finish. So first things first, I did actually unlock all the characters in Melee. So that's cool. Like I got I don't know how many characters it is. I think like 21. I don't really know how many characters it is. But I did unlock all those characters, so that's cool. The only thing I don't have unlocked is all the stages. There's still some stages I need to unlock. And I'll go through and figure out what I need to do for those. I might do them today, I don't know. But that's one thing I've also gone through and figured out. Not so much figured out, but I did the event matches off stream. So there's 51 event matches. You unlock more event matches as you unlock more characters and more you complete more things. I did unlock all-star mode, so that's cool. And the thing that I really kind of ran into was that I noticed that some of those things were not good to stream, or at least it didn't feel like it was fun to stream, because I noticed that I'll do this thing where I'll go live with the game and I'll be playing the game, and then the difficulty, for lack of a better word, will start to ramp up. And the more the difficulty ramps up, the more I start to focus on the game, and the less I start focusing on stream interactivity or like engagement with the stream or people who's watching or whatever. And I will say, as of late, I've often said this as like something that will be a hindrance to me streaming, is that I don't really have a consistent audience, or I've constantly said I don't have a consistent audience. And to be honest, as of late, I've had more people stop by, which is nice. It's not like I don't get anybody coming in like on streams at all. It's just, it's been nice as of late to have people stop by. And I feel like that's really a big part of streaming, is when you have people to engage with. It's more so than just putting on like a video, because there's one thing where I could stream a video, like I could stream me doing whatever, but if I stream like a video, then I'm just more so presenting that video to you. You're more so passively watching. You're not really engaging and causing things to happen as you watch. And I feel like those streams are some things I do want to do, and I've been trying to work for that for a long time now at this point, but I haven't really found consistent success with. I found success with it, just not consistently. So I feel like in me talking about unlocking certain characters or certain things in Melee, it makes me think about whether or not I want to do strictly gaming streams where the intent is to focus on the game itself, and whoever stops by just decides to stop by. You just want to see somebody play a video game like for the first time, because most of my playthroughs will be first playthroughs where it's just someone going through the game for the first time, right? Because there are a lot of games, especially on my backlog list. You're familiar with the backlog list. There are a lot of games on that list that don't necessarily have a completion from me already on it. It's just games I haven't even played. So I think to myself whether or not I want to do streams like that, like exclusively. Because if I do, then it means that I would just be, streaming me playing a game, right? I may not even need to be on camera for things like that. I would probably have like my banner up, like I probably put like my logo on screen, like I probably do that, and maybe I can find a way to 3D animate that. Like I can probably put like a rotating logo, so that when you see that you know you're watching my channel play, like you're watching me play it essentially, even if my face isn't on screen. And so I think there'll be times where like I'll want to do that. Like, I'll want to stream like a game where I'm actually playing it, like an old game with me on screen. But at the same time, I feel like maybe that's not something that's, I won't say required, but you never know. Like it's something I still have to figure out. I haven't decided whether or not I will do that again, because I have done that before on my previous gaming streams on YouTube, on this YouTube channel. It's just been a thing of I'll probably decide to do that instead. And yeah, maybe I'll consider doing that. Maybe where it's the gameplay, it's my voice, it's my commentary, if you will, and then there's something on screen so that it's not easily taken. Easily taken. Anybody can rip that video and then leave out the audio, but then you would just have the raw footage. You wouldn't have the actual audio that goes to that game footage. So it's gonna be a lot of work to do that, but it's just that extra watermark, if you will. I'll probably throw that in just to throw it in. So I'll consider that. And as a result of that, the reason I feel like that would be the case is because of yesterday when I actually finished up enough of Metroid Prime to finish or defeat Meta Ridley, which is cool. But then I got to a point where I thought the game was over. Okay, like cool, that's it. You beat Ridley, the game ends, roll credits, and that's it. But we finally got to the part where now we're fighting the actual final boss. Like in Super Metroid, when I played that, there was Mother Brain. Okay, cool. Ridley is not the last boss. He's like the main enemy of the game. So he's Samus's biggest enemy, if you will. Not only in size, but more than just that. So with that being said, I got to a point where okay, cool. I'll just go ahead and start playing the final boss then. But I was using the guide to finish that because I've gotten to a point where once I start looking up a guide for a game, unless like I'm really stuck on one thing, or I'm just ready to kind of breeze through it so I can let somebody tell me go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that, I got to a point where I'm not really interested in playing Metroid Prime anymore, at least pretty early on. So once that was done, I got to a point where I was like, okay, look, I'm just gonna look at the guide and let the guide tell me what I need to do. And the guide initiated information that indicates the final boss is actually a spider of some sorts. For those of you that know me IRL, I am not really into spiders. I'm actually like not afraid of them, but I prefer not to be around them. They're probably like my least liked, I guess, creature, if you will. But that can be in close, or that can be consistently or more commonly in close quarters. So I'm not really a fan of that. So I did watch somebody else beat the game, like just to kind of see like how that would work. And it's funny because the actual person, this is why I like watching videos of other people play certain games that I no longer find interest in, or review movies or talk about movies I don't want to watch, because I get to see them just go through the thing, and I don't have to. I just pick up the information and then I can go go do something else. But the thing was, he made it look very easy to the point where it's not a spider, but it's very spider-like, I would say. And that's just like the first form. Like, it's two forms to it. I didn't watch his video all the way through. I watched the end of it, but I kind of skipped through like the actual end part of it. But it does seem like it's something that is possible to do. But more than likely, I'll probably do that off stream. Like I was saying before when I had this stuff, I'll probably do that off stream, so I don't have to worry about engaging with an audience. That will keep me to a point where I'm very like, I'll be talking for a moment and then I'll keep playing and get more serious, and then the talking kind of tones down, and then the talking tones down into like, if people start leaving because I'm not engaging anymore. And I feel like that's the issue. I don't want to have to deal with that, so I wouldn't want to actually have a stream where that's the focus. I'd much rather go live and react to like how I know some of my IRL friends love TikTok. They love TikTok. I don't get it, and I don't really want to get it. And so with that, I feel like I would go through that. I would go through TikToks and react to things, but only for the sake of content. Like I would only do that so I could have videos to upload, because that's going to lead me to my next thing, or that's one of the next thing I was talking about, is going between having gaming streams and content streams, right? A content stream, like in my eyes, would be one where there's no game to play. It's purely me doing something that can warrant somebody else getting involved if they decide to get involved, right? And that's the key word, if they decide to get involved. So, for example, let's say somebody comes in the stream and they see me reacting to TikToks, right? I'm just watching TikToks or whatever. Then that's cool. But the moment they decide to come in and, hey, I have a video I want you to watch, or I have this or I have that, right? Okay, I'll send it to you. I want you to react to it. I'm cool with that, but I also have to be mindful of the fact that people may watch, or people may come in and not submit a video, or they may come in and not say anything at all, or they may not show up at all. Like any of those is possible. And it just makes me think about, okay, well, if I do that, then it's still on me to find the bulk of content for however long I want to be doing that, an hour, 2 hours, 3-4 hours, however long. Hopefully I don't sit here reacting to videos like that for 4 hours, because that'd be kind of crazy. That's like 3.5 movies, maybe 2 movies, right? That's a lot of time to be sitting there just reacting to like videos or whatever. But that's just one example. Like I want to separate those types of streams from my gaming streams, so that my gaming streams make more sense compared to, okay, well, it would make sense he's not replying to somebody in chat because he's playing the game. It's just him playing the game. Like you're there to watch him play the game, and your reaction is just your reaction. Like if you type LMAO in chat, or if you type like, whatever kind of reaction to whatever happened, then that's totally fine, because that's expected, right? That's the idea you're coming into the stream with, is that, okay, well, you're here to watch me do this, right? I may not be talking directly to you. I might talk to you, my bad. I might be talking to you, but I won't necessarily be like, if I don't focus on you, then it's because I'm focusing on the game. And that's the prerequisite, if you will. Compared to if I do content streams, where I'm reacting to something, or I'm doing something for the intent of getting a video out of it, then it makes more sense that, okay, well, those streams are the ones where viewer engagement is heavily not required, but heavily recommended, if you will. Like I encourage you to, redeem channel points, or submit a video for me to react to, or whatever the case may be, right? Because at that point it's inviting. Not to say that the gaming streams are not as inviting, but I just don't want to get to a point where I'm live with the game and then I get to a point in the game where, okay, I gotta lock in, and the moment I start locking in, the less I'm engaging, and I don't want that, because then it's like I feel like I'm focusing too much on one thing, but I do want to focus on that, but I feel bad for focusing on it because I'm trying to engage at the same time, and that feels like a weird imbalance. So I feel like that might be the better idea, where I'll go live with something, but I'll set the expectations very early on before we get too far into the stream, right? Or at least I'll have something set up to where, something that just says it. But, the other thing I want to talk about was, well, that led me to this thought actually, was the whole streamer university thing. So right now, I'm gonna try my best not to say certain words, or like mention certain people, which is not a problem. But like me saying streamer university already mentions one big person already. But I did a video submission as a teacher to try to be one who would show or teach people things about whatever topic I decide to teach or whatever. And the problem is that when I was watching the video submissions of others, both students and teachers, it's funny that I still don't understand or know clearly what exactly this is supposed to be. Is this something painted as, is this a university painted as a way of having streamers be present in a place where you're just networking, or if it's intended to be like hysterical or funny? Is it going to be any teaching at all? Like, are people just going to be going there just because you were invited and it was free? Like, you didn't have to pay anything, but you just asked to be there? Like, I still don't know, and that makes it very interesting, where I can't tell whether or not it's worth investing my time into, or if I even get accepted to teach in the first place. It just feels like, okay, well, maybe this could really come out to feel like a waste of time, because I really don't know, right? Coupled with the fact that because of who's throwing or setting up or running the entire event, it doesn't immediately grant you some golden ticket to be like uh, admitted to notoriety like so swiftly, right? It could be a matter of, okay, well, this is an opportunity to shine a light on what you do, and it's up to you to capitalize on that light being shined on you. And if that was one thing, okay, that's cool. But I guess they probably did it in a way of painting it as, we're going to shine that light on you by you being a student or a teacher at this university. So I don't know how much I'll be doing that in terms of like how much I'll be putting effort into that. But I mentioned that because it's something that I did think about, like, and it made me feel like, okay, well, maybe I won't really, like, I probably won't care either way. Like, if I like, for example, let's say I did get admitted to be a teacher, I would really want to know, okay, well, what all is going to happen here? Because to be honest with you, I don't know. Like, if let's say I'm having the conversation with the people, it'd be like, okay, so what's the expectation here? Like, what are we really doing here, right? And if they can provide that information, like if I'm admitted, then, or accepted rather, then okay, great, perfect. But if I never get asked to go or whatever, then okay, well, then what did I expect? In a sense, like, what did I really have my expectations set on? Because it's like, I've said this before, it's nothing wrong with trying, and I do believe that there's absolutely nothing wrong with shooting a shot, if you will. And the problem only turns into the intention doesn't seem clear. Like, it seems clear for me, but it's not clear from the other person or the other entity rather. So that also made me think about, what is it about what I see other streamers do that gives them the viewership, the high viewership, the almost top of the, the top of the food chain type of the pyramid type of viewership. Why is it that I don't find enjoyment watching that compared to when I watch somebody who's like playing a game or like doing something that's not as grandiose in scope? And I don't think I found an answer to that just yet, but I feel like I don't see streamers of that size doing things like gaming or strictly one thing. I think the only streamer that does that, again, I'm not gonna name names, there's one streamer that I know that does that, but they only do this one thing, which is not necessarily strictly gaming, but the content that they produce is, I guess, fun to watch or whatever. Like, it's not so much the meeting of the minds or like the meeting of the streamers, like, because of how big they are. It's more so just, okay, well, hey, I'm doing this thing and people just happen to mess with it. Like, people just happen to engage or like engaging with it. And I feel like that's more entertaining to watch compared to, I don't know, like them just sitting there, like talking to each other or whatever. Like, almost like a show, like an interview, kind of. So all that being said, we're getting a lot of Animal Crossing songs. I don't know why, but all that being said, that's something that I kind of want to talk about. Is more so opening my eyes to look at, okay, well, how do I really want to stream? Because to be honest with you, as of late, like today, I was even contemplating just looking up some information, and I was thinking about, man, do I really stop streaming? Like, what would I do? How would I feel if I actually stopped streaming? Like, how would I feel in terms of, would I feel like I'm quitting because of not having viewership? Would I quit because it's not fun anymore? Would I quit because it's a huge time sink or it's like a money pit? Like, what would be my reason for not wanting to go live or whatever anymore? And it made me think about, okay, well, I think the only reason I really do stream right now is because I have access to do so. Like, it's something that I have immediate access to do. It's something that doesn't cost me a lot of money. Like, it doesn't cost me anything to hit go live or whatever. It probably costs me just me sitting here for however long I feel like I want to sit here. And there's no like monetary value coming out of my pocket for me to just go live. The only thing I feel like I would like to do is, if I do go live, I do want to have some kind of archive, so that way I know, okay, well, hey, listen, this is what I have to show, and I've said this before, this is what I have to show for me going live and streaming and stuff like that. And I feel like that's cool whenever I actually do go live. And I think the thing that's most consistent about me going live and streaming and things like that is gaming. So it's very easy to take what I'm doing and turn it into like a gaming thing, because that's pretty much what I'm doing. Like, I was on a game anyways, and I said this before too, like very early on when I started streaming. like when I started deciding to start streaming in the first place, is that I'm gonna be playing the games anyways. I might as well just go live. Why not, right? So my thing with that is, if I do actually stick with gaming streams, I would not go live on Twitch as much, because I feel like going live on Twitch is really good for engagement. I don't really believe going live on Twitch with gaming is not necessarily a bad thing, because I promise you right now, what, Doom Dark Ages came out like yesterday or whatever, early access, and I think it'll be on Game Pass on like the 15th. People are definitely watching their favorite streamers stream that game, like for sure. Like I've seen it, like I've actually went to go watch it. There are people who already have videos up of like them just having playthroughs of like how far they've gotten so far, like, part 1, part 2, whatever, the intro, whatever. And it's interesting because there's definitely a market for it, but at the same time, it's like, well, listen, if I can find enjoyment in just playing the games, because I really do, then maybe streaming is not something I should consider, right? I mean, recording a video is one thing, but I guess I can really go live on YouTube, have the video unlisted, go live and then play the game or whatever, and then just have it unlisted for myself. Like, okay, well, I have an archive of my video stuff without me needing to record it, edit it, and throw it up on YouTube. I could just send it straight to YouTube and then just skim through as I need to, right? That's one option too, right? If I really wanted to set a goal for myself, I could just do that. But if I do that, I wouldn't need the lights, I wouldn't need the camera, I wouldn't need all that stuff. I would still want to use it, right? I would probably just transition to, like finding something that can be useful for the green screen or whatever. If I do still have the camera, like that would be my next kind of endeavor. It depends, right? Like, if I do go that route, then that's what I would have to do as a result. And it really makes me think, like, do I feel comfortable stopping? Do I feel comfortable quitting? And that's another thing too. I don't want to call it quitting, but in a way, some people, often people will see that's quitting, and then you get into that mindset of, do I really care what people think of it? Do I really care what people would say of it? It's just something that, if I can find success with it, then I would like to find success with it. Success can be measured in many ways, not the amount of money you make, not the amount of people you will have watching, not how long you've been streaming, but it's really just a matter of, okay, well, the goals you set are the metrics you're establishing as metrics of success. So success. So I feel like if I do gaming streams, it would be on YouTube, just because it'll be a way for me to have everything saved without needing to edit, compared to if I do content streams or whatever, then it would be on Twitch, because I know people can come in and easily like chat or whatever. I wouldn't even bother those streams unless I make a video out of it. I would just record those streams and then put those up, right? Because then there are also times when I would like to play multiplayer games. Like, if I do, let's say I do a stream where I'm playing Street Fighter 6, right, or Halo Infinite, then games that are on my computer that I also stream from. So streaming from that computer may not be the best option, because it may yield some results that may not be favorable, which I can test today actually if I do think about it. Then I wouldn't have a means of saving those clips or like recording that video unless I really needed it. And in regards to that, there's no real way for me to go through and do both at the same time right now. Like, with my current hardware, I would need a better GPU, and if I get a better GPU, I probably need like a better CPU, need a new board for that, new RAM and things like that. I'll basically need a whole new computer at that point. And I feel like if I do that, if I do go live on YouTube with gaming only, then it would really just be a matter of, okay, well, maybe I could do that. Maybe it'll be like a dual stream thing. Like, maybe in the mornings I stream a game on YouTube, and then in the evenings I stream a game on, or stream whatever on like Twitch or whatever. That could work. And then whatever I do on Twitch, I would turn into shorts, maybe edit the actual video out of it, put that on YouTube, right? So then, or YouTube and TikTok or whatever. I wouldn't want to use TikTok, and that's not going to change. I don't care how many times people tell me I should do it. I would not use TikTok as a platform to like watch content, only to share. Okay, well, hey, look, I need to get people's eyes on me, so I need to use the platform essentially in that way, because I've already done that. I have a TikTok up right now that I'm very proud of the edit of, right? But I need people to kind of I would use it as a way to get people's eyes on me, to be like, oh, this guy streams, okay, yeah, I'll check him out, and things like that. So I think the funny thing is, let me skip this song. Okay, I think the funny thing is that maybe I should divide my streams into ways of things I really enjoy, like playing games and just having a way to like go back and see footage of the game, and then things where I'm actually like, okay, I want to do this one thing. Like I want to play Street Fighter. Like imagine if I have like a goal in mind. Like if I do like a challenge, then I'll stream those things on Twitch, right? And most of the time I don't need those things to be archived. I mean, if I get a clip, like I don't want the whole stream archived at that point. But if I do get a clip, right? Like let's say I'm trying to do advanced combo trials in Street Fighter 6 with Ryu or whatever. Okay, great. Those combos take time to complete. So I would probably stream myself doing that, knowing that the goal is to complete all the advanced combo trials. The meat and potatoes is me actually doing the combo trials, like getting better hopefully and progressing, and then taking all that, and then the video ends once I've completed all those, right? The meat and potatoes is just me trying to complete them. So like that's the how to stream for YouTube mentality that Ludwig is very big on, or that made him not made him, but it kind of the information he gave as a way of how he made it. It's just, okay, well, I would go live and I would have an idea on what I want to do to turn that stream into a video, right? Basically, like the YouTubeification of a stream, if you will. So I could see myself doing that, where I set up a actual thing where if I go live on YouTube, it's for gaming, right? If I go live on Twitch, it's so I can make a video for YouTube, if you will, or just so I can have something to like clip or whatever, just get clips, if you will, right? So those streams will probably be few and far in between, possibly. I still have to kind of sit down and think. This is the first I've been saying this to see if I want to do this or not. So it's just an idea, just something I've been thinking about, because as of late, as of seeing the stuff that's been going on with like Streaming University, it actually kind of opened my eyes a little bit to see how the people, there are varying degrees of success that you can find on Twitch based off of like numbers, and the people that have pretty much no following or very little of a following, are kind of stuck at the bottom. Right? You don't really hear much from them unless you go into like a specific niche, like a specific game or like a specific category, for example. But then you see people at the very tip top of the platform, either playing a game or doing something IRL, for example. Because IRL, I guess, in a certain way is taking off, and you see people doing that. People who can consistently go out and do stuff like that are doing that. And another thing is, sometimes like there's the middle ground, like not middle ground, but like there's a very bottom, there's a very top, and then there's like that middle where you can feel like the people in the middle are the ones that are more like, I would watch this. It's hard to watch the people at the bottom because you can't find them. It's kind of, you have to be really interested in the stuff at the top, or you have to like the people at the top to watch their stuff. But it's like the people in the middle are the ones that are like, the ones that really like, they get the real engagement, or like the real like back and forth. Whereas there are some people at the top that you only watch because they're really big. You only watch them because everybody else is watching them, compared to you watching the people in the middle, where it's like, okay, well, these people here in the middle are like not. Well, I have to watch how I say that, because it's like they're not bad. It's just because they're not bad at all. Like they have the numbers to prove that they're not. It's just they don't have. They're in that middle ground of like, you're not so hard to discover because you're small in scope or like channel size, but you're not up here like doing what the people in the top row of Twitch are doing, right? The extremely top row, like people that always get recommended, like all the time, right? That in between is either you're playing a game or you're doing something obscure, which can really drive up chat engagement, right? And I think that's where I want to be, like eventually to the top, but maybe not even the very tip top, just somewhere in the middle where I can have a lot of people watching, and those people are willing to engage, like with whatever I'm doing, right? So, stuff like that. And I thought I would do that over on Twitch because of the platform having the platform having the thing that it has, like where viewer engagement is like built into the chat, compared to on YouTube where YouTube is mainly a place where people watch videos. So if you're just gonna watch passively, then yeah, watch me play this game of watch me do my first playthrough of this game on YouTube, compared to, all right, you want to engage? All right, come over, watch the stream, get your channel points, bet those channel points. You can get more channel points, use those channel points to help take control of certain aspects of the stream. You can't really do that on YouTube. I mean, you can, but you'd have to use like other systems to do that, whereas Twitch is all built in. So just something, now that I really think about it, that's something I kind of really want to enforce. As much as I would love to do what I'm doing right now, like this very stream where I'm streaming the same thing to Twitch and it's a carbon copy being sent to YouTube. That's cool. I'm only doing that so I can go back and watch me do this stream like I'm doing it right now, because on Twitch it's going to be deleted after some time, and that gives me time to say, okay, well look, today we're going to be doing advanced combo trials in Street Fighter 6, and I just want to see how long it takes me to, I just want to see if I can finish it in a day. Can I adequately finish advanced combo trials in Street Fighter 6, right? Then okay, cool, we do that. And once that's it. Like, that's just the content idea. If it's worth making a video of that, I could take that, put everything together in an edited video, upload that to YouTube, call it a day, right? That's it. And then, when it comes to like actual game, like a game, like a classic game, like let's say if I play Chrono Trigger, like let's say if I restart Chrono Trigger, I would hate to do that. But if I did, let's say I restart Chrono Trigger, I do that and I go through and I say, okay, look, we're going to do Chrono Trigger. I want to complete Chrono Trigger. I guess things that take more time than one stream are things that I would like to do over on YouTube, especially because that's the things that do that are games and not much else. So maybe that's what I'll be looking into. I'll probably be doing that and thinking about that going forward. So it also leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is funny that whenever I do things like, hey, my stream title on both platforms right now is I need a haircut. I do need a haircut. If you can see, I'm very scraggly, and it would be nice to actually get myself together. And I will be doing myself together. I'm waiting to get my haircut for when DreamCon comes up, which is in like at the end of the month. But I do want to kind of set that time aside to do that, so I can actually not pay now to get a haircut and then have to get another haircut, when that time comes. I'd rather just wait. So what I want to do is now I'm going to consider how I name things, how I go about like naming streams and stuff like that, because I noticed that I'm not going to out the person, but I did see somebody walk in and they kind of left, which is, it's just fine. That's the game you play whenever you stream on anywhere, whenever you do anything really, especially when something encourages someone to come in and leave as they want, as they please. And I think the thing I was really going to do in their eyes was probably do something with my hair. Like, okay, well, I need a haircut, ... That would probably give somebody the impression that, okay, well, hey, he's probably gonna cut his hair live on stream. Or he's probably gonna do this or do that, which could be a content idea. Like that would be considered a content stream. That wouldn't be a gaming stream. It would be a content stream, right? So it's like two forms of content that I'd be like, two forms of media. I want to call it content. Two forms of media I'd be generating. I make gaming streams, and I do streams where the intent is to have a video afterwards, right? I may not turn my gaming streams into videos, right? I may not need to, I may not want to. People might not watch, they may not watch that, So it really just depends how I go about doing it. So I think what I'm gonna do now is, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna test those things. I'm gonna not go offline, but I'm gonna shut down the YouTube stream, and I'm gonna see how my computer runs, because I've done this before, but I want to see how my computer runs Steam games, excuse me, like high fidelity stream games, so that way I can see if it's actually having a problem like processing it and stuff like that, which it shouldn't be, because I'm basically reducing the amount of streams down to 1, and that should yield me better results. So I'm gonna try that real quick, and as a result, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the YouTube stream. I appreciate y'all stopping by. I will catch you guys on the next one when I go live on YouTube. Again, after some consideration, it will probably be just gaming, and we'll see. But as far as YouTube goes, I want to go and shut that down.